We've all heard different advice about food. One person says you should never eat after 8 p.m. Another swears that carbs are bad for you. Someone else insists that eating fat makes you fat, while another claims protein is the only thing that matters. It's no wonder people feel lost when they try to eat healthy. For decades, nutrition advice has changed again and again. Some rules came from old studies that were misunderstood. Others were spread by marketing companies selling products. A few were simply guesses that became popular. But science doesn't stop moving. Today, researchers know much more about how the body uses food. And many of the facts we once believed have turned out to be wrong. In this video, we'll look at the most common nutrition myths that science has tested and proven false. You'll see what's real, what's not, and what modern research actually says about eating well. Let's start by clearing up the biggest one of all, the fear of fats. For years, people were told to avoid fat completely. Supermarkets filled with low-fat and fat-free foods promised to keep people slim and healthy. But science has shown that this idea is wrong. Fat itself doesn't make you fat. What matters is how much energy you consume and what type of fat you eat. Healthy fats like those found in nuts, olive oil, avocados, and fish are essential for your body. They help build cells, protect organs, and support brain function. The real problem comes from trans fats and processed snacks, not natural fats. When companies removed fat from foods, they often replaced it with sugar and refined carbs to keep the flavor. Those added sugars increased calories and led to more weight gain, not less. Multiple studies have confirmed that healthy fats can even support weight loss by improving fullness and balancing hormones that control appetite. So instead of fearing fat, it's smarter to focus on quality. Your body needs it just in the right form. Carbs are the enemy. Carbs have become one of the most misunderstood parts of nutrition. Low-carb diets and keto plans have made many people believe that all carbohydrates cause weight gain. But this is another myth. Carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy. When you eat carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose, which fuels your muscles and brain. Without enough carbs, people often feel tired, weak, or mentally slow. The issue isn't carbs themselves. It's the kind of carbs you eat. There's a huge difference between refined carbs like white bread, candy, and sugary drinks, and complex carbs like oats, brown rice, fruits, and vegetables. Refined carbs digest quickly and cause a sharp spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash that makes you hungry again. Complex carbs digest slowly, keep energy steady, and support gut health through fiber. Science shows that people who eat balanced diets with plenty of fiber-rich carbs have better heart health, lower risk of diabetes, and healthier weight than those who cut carbs completely. It's not about zero carbs. It's about smart carbs. Eating late at night makes you gain weight. You've probably heard someone say, "Don't eat after 8 p.m. or it'll turn into fat." It sounds logical, but research doesn't support it. Weight gain happens when you consume more calories than you burn, not because of the time you eat. Your body doesn't suddenly change how it handles food once the clock hits a certain hour. What's true is that late-night snacking often leads to eating junk food, chips, desserts, or sugary drinks, not healthy meals. Those extra calories add up, and that's what causes weight gain, not the hour on the clock. Some studies even show that meal timing has less effect than total daily nutrition. As long as your total calories and nutrients are balanced, eating dinner at 9 p.m. won't magically store fat. However, eating too close to bedtime can affect sleep quality for some people, especially if the meal is heavy. So, while eating late doesn't directly cause weight gain, it's still better to give your body a bit of time to digest before sleeping. Skipping breakfast slows down your metabolism. Breakfast has been called the most important meal of the day for decades. But this idea comes more from marketing than from solid science. Research has found that skipping breakfast doesn't necessarily slow down metabolism. In fact, intermittent fasting, which often involves skipping breakfast, has become a well-studied eating pattern with possible benefits for blood sugar and fat loss. What really matters is total daily nutrition. Some people perform better when they eat breakfast. Others feel fine without it. Everyone's body clock and hunger pattern are different. What's dangerous is skipping breakfast and then overeating unhealthy foods later because of hunger. That's not about metabolism, it's about behavior. If breakfast helps you stay balanced, eat it. If not, skipping it won't ruin your metabolism. The key is eating enough nutrients overall. Sugar is pure poison. Sugar is often treated as if it's toxic. You'll see headlines calling it the new tobacco, but that's an exaggeration. Sugar by itself isn't poison. It's just energy. The problem is how much and how often we eat it. The body can handle small amounts of natural sugar found in fruits, dairy, and even small treats. But too much added sugar, the kind in sodas, candies, and processed snacks, can cause trouble. High sugar intake over time increases the risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, especially when combined with low physical activity. But that doesn't mean you must cut sugar to zero. The World Health Organization suggests keeping added sugar under 10% of daily calories, which is realistic and safe. In short, sugar isn't a poison. It's a nutrient that becomes harmful when overused. The dose makes the difference. All calories are equal. At first glance, a calorie seems simple, 1 unit of energy. But nutrition science shows that not all calories affect the body in the same way. For example, 100 calories from candy are not the same as 100 calories from almonds. The candy digests fast, raises blood sugar, and provides almost no nutrients. The almonds digest slowly, support fullness, and provide healthy fats and protein. Foods with more nutrients and fiber help regulate hunger and metabolism better. That means your body uses calories differently depending on the food's quality. Studies show that whole foods lead to greater energy burn during digestion, while processed foods can make you hungrier even at the same calorie count. So, while calories do count, quality counts more. Detox diets cleanse your body. Many products claim to detox your body. Special juices, teas, or supplements. They promise to remove toxins and reset your system. But science has shown that your body already has a built-in detox system. Your liver, kidneys, lungs, and skin. These organs work every minute to filter and remove waste. There's no need for special drinks or restrictive cleanses. Most detox diets only make people lose water weight temporarily, not fat or toxins. In some cases, extreme detox plans can even be harmful, causing dehydration or nutrient loss. The real way to help your body detox is simple. Drink enough water, eat whole foods, move your body, and rest properly. That's what supports your natural systems. Supplements can replace real food. Supplements are useful for filling specific nutrient gaps. For example, vitamin D during winter or iron for those who need it, but they're not a replacement for real food. Whole foods contain complex combinations of nutrients, fiber, and plant compounds that supplements can't fully copy. Taking vitamins in pill form doesn't guarantee the same effect as getting them from a balanced diet. Overusing supplements can even cause harm if certain vitamins build up too much in the body. Science agrees that the best nutrition comes from variety and balance, not bottles. Supplements are tools, not substitutes. These first 8 myths show how much old nutrition advice has changed. Many ideas that once seemed certain, like avoiding fat, fearing carbs, or skipping sugar, completely don't hold up under scientific testing. Modern nutrition is less about strict rules and more about balance, variety, and understanding context. Every food fits somewhere when used wisely. You need protein shakes to build muscle. Protein is important. It helps repair and grow muscles after exercise. But the idea that you must drink protein shakes to build muscle is a myth. Science shows that your body doesn't care where protein comes from as long as it gets enough. Chicken, fish, eggs, dairy, beans, tofu, nuts, and lentils all provide the same amino acids your muscles need. Protein shakes can be convenient, especially after workouts or when you're short on time, but they're not magical. Drinking extra protein beyond what your body can use doesn't create more muscle. It simply gets burned for energy or stored. The real key is consistency. Eating enough protein across the whole day, not just after training. For most active adults, 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day is plenty. You have to eat every 2 hours. Many diet plans recommend eating every few hours to keep metabolism high, but research shows that meal frequency doesn't have a major effect on metabolism. What matters most is your total daily intake. How much and what you eat overall. Eating 6 small meals or 3 bigger ones makes little difference if calories and nutrients are the same. Some people prefer frequent meals to avoid hunger. Others feel better with longer breaks between eating. Both can work. Your metabolism doesn't shut down if you skip a snack. In fact, fewer, larger meals can sometimes help people manage hunger better and support fat loss. Science says the best meal pattern is the one you can stick to comfortably. Natural sugar is always healthier. Many people believe that natural sugar like honey, agave syrup, or coconut sugar is healthier than white sugar, but your body treats all of them in nearly the same way. Natural sugars may contain small traces of minerals, but the difference is tiny. The main nutrient is still sucrose or fructose, which the body breaks down into glucose for energy. The health risk comes from too much sugar overall, not its source. Even honey or maple syrup can raise blood sugar levels quickly when overused. So, while natural sweeteners can add flavor and variety, they're not a free pass. Use them in moderation. Just like any other sugar, the key is reducing total sugar intake, not switching types. Eating healthy is too expensive. Many people think healthy eating means buying fancy organic foods or costly supplements. But science and experience show that good nutrition doesn't have to cost much. Whole foods like beans, lentils, eggs, oats, frozen vegetables, and seasonal fruits are affordable and packed with nutrients. Processed snacks and sugary drinks often cost more per serving and give less value. Planning meals, cooking at home, and reducing waste can save money and improve diet quality. Healthy eating is more about smart choices than luxury brands. You don't need to buy exotic foods or superfood powders. A simple diet built around local produce, whole grains, and protein sources is both healthy and budget-friendly. Organic food is always healthier. The word organic makes food sound safer or more nutritious. While organic farming avoids synthetic pesticides and fertilizers, that doesn't automatically make the food more nutritious. Studies comparing organic and conventional produce show only small differences in vitamin and mineral content. Both kinds of food can be part of a healthy diet. The main advantage of organic food is environmental. It supports sustainable farming and reduces chemical exposure. But nutritionally, eating enough fruits and vegetables of any kind is far more important than whether they're organic or not. If organic fits your budget and values, great. But don't skip healthy foods just because they're not labeled organic. You must drink 8 glasses of water a day. The 8 glasses a day rule has been repeated for years, but it's not a strict scientific fact. Everyone's water needs are different. Factors like age, activity level, climate, and diet all affect how much water your body requires. Some people get a lot of fluids from foods like fruits, soups, and tea. Others lose more through exercise or heat. A better rule is to listen to your body. Your thirst, urine color, and energy levels are better guides than a fixed number. Pale yellow urine usually means good hydration. For most adults, drinking when thirsty and keeping fluids consistent throughout the day works perfectly. You don't need to force extra water if you're not thirsty. Your body's good at signaling what it needs. Salt is always bad for you. Salt has a bad reputation, but the full story is more nuanced. Too much sodium can raise blood pressure in sensitive people and increase heart disease risk. However, sodium is also essential for nerve and muscle function. Cutting it too low can cause fatigue, dizziness, and cramps. The problem isn't salt itself. It's excess salt in processed foods like chips, instant noodles, and canned soups. Those products contain large amounts of sodium hidden in flavorings. Cooking at home gives you control. When you prepare fresh food and season it moderately, salt isn't dangerous. Balance matters more than strict avoidance. Aim for less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, unless your doctor recommends otherwise. All processed foods are unhealthy. The word processed scares many people, but not all processing is bad. Freezing, canning, or pasteurizing foods can actually make them safer and preserve nutrients. The real issue is ultra-processed foods, items with many additives, high sugar, and artificial flavors. Those tend to cause overeating and poor nutrition quality. But lightly processed foods like frozen vegetables, canned beans, and whole grain bread can be part of a balanced diet. Processing becomes a problem only when it replaces real whole ingredients entirely. So instead of avoiding everything processed, learn to read labels and choose wisely. You need to boost your metabolism with special foods. There's no single food that can magically speed up metabolism. Many articles claim that chili peppers, coffee, or green tea can ignite fat burning. While they may cause a tiny increase in calorie use, the effect is small, too small to change body weight alone. Real metabolic health comes from consistent movement, enough muscle mass, quality sleep, and balanced eating. Exercise, especially strength training, improves metabolism far more than any food or supplement. There's no shortcut. Sustainable habits build a healthy metabolism, not quick fixes. Gluten-free means healthier. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. People with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity must avoid it. For them, gluten-free is essential. But for everyone else, removing gluten doesn't automatically make food healthier. Many gluten-free products are high in sugar, refined starches, or low in nutrients to replace wheat texture. If you don't have a medical reason, there's no need to cut gluten. Whole grain breads and pastas actually provide fiber, B vitamins, and minerals that many gluten-free substitutes lack. So, gluten-free isn't a health upgrade by default. It's a specific medical choice for specific people. Superfoods are magic. You've probably seen foods like acai, chia seeds, or kale called superfoods. While they're nutrient-rich and healthy, no single food can fix your diet or prevent disease alone. Health comes from variety. A mix of fruits, vegetables, proteins, and grains that provide different nutrients together. Eating one super ingredient while ignoring the rest of your diet won't help. The term superfood is mostly a marketing tool. It encourages people to buy trendy products. Science shows that everyday foods like apples, spinach, beans, and carrots offer just as many benefits when eaten regularly. There's nothing wrong with superfoods, but there's nothing magical about them either. These myths show how easy it is for partial truths to spread. Nutrition isn't about strict rules or trendy shortcuts. It's about understanding balance, context, and evidence. Your diet doesn't have to be perfect or complicated. It just needs to be consistent, balanced, and built around real food. In the next section, we'll uncover the final set of myths about metabolism boosters, cheat meals, meal timing, and long-term health to finish separating fact from fiction once and for all. You should avoid all cholesterol. Years ago, people were told to stay away from eggs and shrimp because they contain cholesterol. The assumption was that eating cholesterol would raise blood cholesterol and cause heart disease. But modern research shows the body's cholesterol levels depend mostly on genetics and overall diet, not just cholesterol from food. For most people, eating eggs in moderation has little effect on blood cholesterol. The real danger comes from trans fats and refined sugars, which influence how the liver processes cholesterol. Those raise bad LDL cholesterol and lower HDL levels. So instead of cutting all cholesterol, focus on overall eating patterns. Whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats support heart health far more than strict cholesterol limits. Red meat is always unhealthy. Red meat often gets blamed for heart disease and cancer, but not all studies agree. The risk depends on type, portion, and preparation. Processed meats like sausages, bacon, and hot dogs are linked to higher disease risk because of preservatives and additives. However, lean, unprocessed red meat in moderate portions can fit into a balanced diet. Cooking methods matter, too. Grilling meat at very high temperatures can create compounds that aren't good for health. Using gentler cooking methods like baking or steaming helps reduce that. So, moderation and variety are key. You don't have to give up red meat completely. Just eat smaller portions and mix in fish, chicken, and plant proteins. A vegan or vegetarian diets are automatically healthier. Plant-based diets can be very healthy, but they aren't automatically perfect. The benefit depends on what you eat, not just what you avoid. A diet full of fries, processed vegan snacks, and sugar drinks can still be unhealthy even without meat. Balanced vegetarian or vegan diets need a mix of whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables to supply all nutrients. Some vitamins like B12, iron, and omega-3 fats are harder to get from plants, so people may need fortified foods or supplements. Science shows that well-planned vegan or vegetarian diets can support good health, but poorly planned ones can cause deficiencies. The goal is balance, not just labels. Cheat meals ruin your progress. Many people fear that one cheat meal will undo all their progress. In reality, one meal doesn't define your health or your body. What matters is the pattern of eating over time. Occasional indulgence is fine if your overall diet is balanced. In fact, allowing small treats can make healthy eating easier to maintain long-term. The danger comes from turning cheat meals into cheat weekends or giving up completely after one slip. Your body looks at averages, not single moments. Enjoying food is part of a healthy life. Guilt doesn't help. Consistency does. Eating healthy means never eating junk food. Some people think being healthy means giving up every fun food forever. But science and psychology both say that kind of perfection is unnecessary and unrealistic. Total restriction can lead to stress, binge eating, or obsession with food. The healthiest approach is flexible balance, mostly whole nutritious foods with occasional space for pleasure foods. Even athletes and dietitians include pizza or ice cream. Sometimes a small portion now and then doesn't erase your progress. Health is built from what you do most of the time, not from rare moments of indulgence. When you remove guilt and focus on mindful choices, your relationship with food improves. You cannot exercise a bad diet. Exercise is powerful. It strengthens the heart, builds muscle, and boosts mood, but it can't completely cancel out poor eating habits. Burning calories through workouts takes time and effort. A single slice of cake can contain more calories than an hour of running burns. That's why nutrition has a larger effect on body weight than exercise alone. But the two work best together. Exercise supports health beyond calories, improving metabolism, bone strength, and insulin sensitivity. But lasting weight control depends mostly on what and how much you eat. As the saying goes, you can't outrun your fork. More protein always means more muscle. Some people believe the more protein they eat, the more muscle they'll build. But muscle growth depends on training stimulus first, then nutrition. Your muscles need resistance like weightlifting, body weight training, or similar challenges to trigger growth. Protein supports that process, but can't start it on its own. Once you meet your daily protein needs, extra intake doesn't increase muscle size faster. The body simply converts the surplus to energy or stores it. Balance matters more than excess. Pair proper training with adequate rest, hydration, and overall nutrition for real results. Low-fat foods are always better. Many people still reach for low-fat labels thinking they're healthier, but removing fat often means adding sugar or starch to make up for lost flavor. That trade-off can make the food less satisfying and lead to overeating. Fat also helps your body absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K. A better choice is to eat natural fats in moderation, like those from olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fish, rather than chasing low-fat processed foods. Healthy fats make meals more filling and balanced. Low fat doesn't always mean low calorie or healthy. It often means highly processed. You should avoid fruit. Fruit contains sugar, yes, but it also provides fiber, vitamins, water, and plant compounds that protect health. The fiber slows sugar absorption, preventing the sharp spikes caused by sweets or soft drinks. Studies show people who eat more fruit have lower risks of heart disease, stroke, and obesity. The sugar in fruit isn't like added sugar in desserts. It's part of a nutrient package your body benefits from. Unless you have a medical condition that requires limiting sugar, fruit is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Nature packaged it perfectly. Healthy eating is complicated. After hearing so many rules, it's easy to think nutrition is complex, but modern science points to simple principles that work for nearly everyone. Eat a variety of whole foods. Choose mostly plants, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Limit processed snacks and added sugar. Stay hydrated, sleep well, and move your body. That's it. You don't need to follow extreme diets, expensive products, or strict schedules. Real health grows from everyday habits that are easy to sustain. The challenge isn't knowledge, it's consistency. Keep your diet simple, enjoyable, and flexible. That's the path science supports. What science really says about eating well. After years of confusing headlines and conflicting advice, research keeps returning to the same truth. Balance wins. No single food, supplement, or diet determines your health alone. What matters is how everything fits together. Your choices, habits, and lifestyle. Science has debunked myths that once guided millions. Fat doesn't automatically make you fat. Carbs aren't the enemy. Sugar isn't poison in small amounts. Detox teas don't clean your body. And there's no miracle food that saves you overnight. Healthy eating isn't about perfection or fear. It's about awareness, moderation, and trust in evidence instead of marketing. When you understand what's real, you gain freedom. Freedom to enjoy food without guilt and to make choices that truly serve your body. So, the next time you hear a new diet rule, pause and ask, does science actually support this? If not, you already know what to believe and what to leave behind.